Okay, I think we'll get started. We'll start like we normally do with introductions. My name is Natalie Updike, and I work for the Kansas City Healthy Lifestyles Collaborative in the Center for Children's Healthy Lifestyles and Nutrition at Children's Mercy. One of my roles is supporting the early childhood sector of the Kansas City Physical Activity Plan. I will jump to Amanda.
My name is Amanda Vega-Mavic. I'm the new executive director at Started Zero. Dr. Wade is, so I'm the new Dr. Wade is how I've been introducing myself. This is my first meeting and I'm happy to be here.
Great. Janice, can you introduce yourself, or are you moving? She might be getting in a car. Teresa, would you be able to go?
Good morning. My name is Teresa Tunstall. I'm a nurse and health educator at Clay County Public Health Center. I'm partially retired and work part-time. I've worked here for 19 years, and one of the projects I work on is our maternal child health state contract, and I work with daycares and early childhood centers as part of that grant. And our big annual, it's our 8th annual Family Fun Day, is coming up September 14th at Mackin Park in North Kansas City. And typically we have between 500 to 1,000 folks that come. It's a 4-hour event. It's from 10 until 2. We have the really nice area of the park where the stage is. And so we have some of our vendors that have stage presence. That our focus in our grant is having young families be physically active and healthy nutrition.
Great. Bonnie, would you like to go?
Good morning, I'm Bonnie. I'm a public health nurse at Mercer County Health Department up here in the northern part of the state. I do home visits in public health, but we also work with the maternal child obesity grant. Last week we had a 5K and a bike rodeo for the kids, so glad to be here. Thank you.
Katrina, could you go next?
Good morning. I'm Katrina Mentor. I'm manager of community programs with the Family Conservancy.
How about Chris?
Good morning. I'm Chris Nicholson with Child Care Rare Kansas. I oversee our quality initiative program across the state of Kansas.
Have I missed anyone? Did Sandy go? Sandy, yeah.
Hi, I'm Sandy Reese. I am a dietitian with the WIC program in Johnson County, Kansas.
Okay. I will share the agenda real fast. I think we'll spend most of the time talking about the Diane Craft professional development opportunity again, and then I have a few KCHLC updates, and then we'll, since we're kind of getting to wrapping up our implementation project with Diane Craft, then we'll need to start talking about presenters for future meetings, and then kind of what we want to do as a sector moving forward beyond that. First of all, did all of you receive the flyer for the Diane Craft opportunity? Okay. Well, that is something I will share with you right now. Does everyone see that? It
No.
should have working links in it. So if you click here to register or the spot where it says to find more information about Diane Craft, you should be able to click on those. There's also the QR code there. So registration is open there. Thank you for helping with that, Katrina, on your or Kathy's team too. It seems like some people that aren't familiar with the program have been emailing with some problems, but hopefully we've been able to sort those. It's just, I think, people that are new to the system. But there is an email at the bottom of the flyer. So if anyone does have questions, I think we're just referring them there. Since Amanda, you're new to this group, we've been planning this for a while, but it is going to be an in-person training with Dr. Kraft, who is a national expert on developmentally appropriate physical activity for early childhood age settings. So it'll be an all-day conference, 9 a.m. to 4:30 at the Johnson County Arts Heritage Center, September 7th on that Saturday. Lunch will be included and snacks, and then we've made it where it's possible to get 6 clock hours for both Kansas and Missouri providers at a relatively low cost for $20 for 6 credit clock hours.
No, that is, I'm gonna share it with, so I'm new to Start Zero and home visiting, but coming from being in a center-based program, so I'm also gonna share it with them. I think some of the teachers there would be really interested in it. So I'm glad I joined just in time to get the information. They may already know about it too, but just in case, I'm gonna send it to them.
Yeah, great, thank you. Katrina, or no, Chris, oh, you're asking about registration numbers.
I had a question. What have we done, or where have we advertised? I can't remember if we advertised this at all. Like on the early childhood website or to kind of get the word out.
I think most of us on the planning committee have shared it out with their groups, like through Wyandotte Health Department and Kelly Cahill's with CACFP. I've shared it with our consultants up there. I'm sure Family Conservancy has shared it broadly on both Missouri and Kansas side. Katrina can speak to that. And I don't know, Natalie, who else, can't recall on this crazy Thursday, who else is on that planning committee to share out?
Did you already mention Lisa? I think through her channels in Missouri, she shared too.
True.
Yeah, I know we've done Kansas, and then also on our training portal and our training, our hub that goes out to providers that have already registered for other trainings. We can advertise to them, and we have. Earlier this week, it looks like Kathy said we had 12. So I haven't heard a number since then. I think that was Monday. So yeah, start advertising. Of course, it just went out last week. And then I know our food program specialists have been taking it out and sending it out too. So I think we've got a little time, but yeah, it'd be great to get a few more registered.
Did you say Kansas Health Departments have been?
We have sent it to them, to Johnson and to Wyandotte. And then all the family childcare providers that we work with in the food program have had it sent to them. And then through our referral, we've sent it to all Kansas programs in Johnson, Wyandotte, Leavenworth, and Atchison.
I also went ahead and sent it to our Region 3 R&R because they have some counties that are close to the Kansas City area, and just shared that if folks wanted to drive into Olathe, I think that's the location. I can't remember. It's the Overland Park or Olathe, one of those O words.
It's Overland Park.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandy. I know that Michelle Gilbert at in Topeka was going to share it with her group of directors. I just felt like, you know, the broader, the better with that.
Would you be okay if, with me sharing this with Eldana Chestnut? She's in charge of the childcare licensing at the health department. If she hasn't, I'll just send her
Absolutely, yeah.
a
She may
reminder.
have already gotten it, but yeah, go ahead, share it with anybody. Yeah. Get the
Yeah,
word.
because even though they probably received it through Family Conservancy, sometimes it takes 2 or 3
Mhm.
emails or communication for it to actually land, so.
Yeah, for them to open it. Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, Teresa, I see your question about Missouri daycares. I think mostly through Childcare Aware Missouri, and Lisa Lauer is connecting or getting the word out with them. They actually helped us with our flyer because apparently we didn't meet some of their branding standards, so they updated it a little bit for us for them to share it broadly. What else? I
On that though, if anybody does have other contacts in Missouri, I know Lisa has sent it. But any other providers, because there's a lot of providers that aren't licensed in Missouri. So unless you have a connection or work with them, we don't always have them on a list somewhere. So definitely get the word out, Missouri.
Yeah. As far as how the conference planning is going, I think we've got all our contracts signed for food and the event space. I think we're good there. We've worked with the tech support with Diane Kraft, so I think she's good with all that she needs. One thing we're still looking for is some volunteers day of. I think I've got maybe 6 registered so far. There's a link to the Sign Up Genius. It's mostly people to help be runners during the day and people to help with lunch, sign up, clean up, just basic jobs for the conference that day.
I'd be
We're doing
willing to volunteer.
Great. I added a slot since we talked last time because people were emailing me like they plan to be there all day. So I just added an all-day volunteer slot to it, what was already on there. Rather than just a couple hours here and there. I think the initial idea was we thought we were going to have some students, so they were maybe just going to sign up for some of those shorter slots. Next on the agenda is the Make It and Take It kits. They're gonna during the second session, Diane's gonna walk everyone through making some physical activity kits so that they can do some of the activities they learned during the conference back in their own settings. So to speed that up, because there's only 30 minutes to assemble them during the conference, we're gonna meet August 13th, which is a Tuesday at 10 a.m. With Kelly at Daycare Connection to kind of cut out some of the materials and prep them ahead of time and assemble them in individual kits. I think there's 4 or 5 of us meeting so far, but we'd take extra hands if someone does have a couple hours on that Tuesday. One other thing that I met with Lisa earlier this week, and she brought to my attention that we should probably make like a thank you or acknowledgements page. So I wanted your guys' help remembering if there was anyone that helped donate things for the event. Like on the list right now, I have the SPAN grant for Missouri since they paid for Dr. Kraft's time to come for this. Fresh Babies doing some bags for the conference. Children's Mercy donated some door prizes like young kids scooters and T-ball sets. Childcare Aware donated some notepads and pens. And then is it Chris? Was it Lakeshore or something? Was the other one that supplied bags?
I think it's Derek, but we would need to go back and look at her email. But he's the rep we usually work with.
Okay. That's all I currently have on the list, but if I'm forgetting someone, let me know. Okay. Um, I don't have anything for Dr. Crafts unless someone else in this meeting has something for that event. But I have a couple Kansas City Healthy Lifestyle Collaborative announcements. We have our quarterly meeting coming up in September. Oh, I just sent you the wrong one, I think. Sorry, but it's September 26th. And it will be at the Kaufman Foundation Conference Center near the plaza. It's a morning event, 9 a.m. to 11. The REACH team for Kansas City will be the presenters at that meeting. So they have 3 strategy areas focusing on physical activity, nutrition, and family healthy weight programming and clinical settings. So they're going to present on their work going into year 2 of that grant cycle. And their community partners that are on each of those strategy areas will also be there presenting on what they do on the REACH grant. We also launched our Move Together KC campaign the 15th of this month. And Kelly had some really good participation from her early care centers. They posted a lot of pictures and tagged, and they were featured on the social media posts that day. So that was really nice for her to do that. I put the links just for the social links for our campaign. It's just the forward-facing media campaign for the Kansas City Physical Activity Plan. They had the ask to spotlight some of our partners within the Kansas City Physical Activity Plan. So if you go on to our Instagram, you might see some of the others, like they did Kansas City Parks and Rec, ShareWave, some of our sports partners, but I don't think they featured any early childhood yet. So in the future, if anyone's interested, let me know and I can connect you with the media team and they can feature one of your organizations. Next thing on the agenda is, as I think some of you knew from the last meeting, but Rhonda started a new position. She was our sector lead with Lori. With her new role at KU, she isn't able to meet during this time. So I think in the future, we might start meeting at a little bit different time rather than this Thursday. So until we set that up, I think we're going to skip our August meeting, especially with everyone going back to school. And then we'll start with our new meeting time in September. So I'm going to send out a doodle poll in our newsletter to come up with a new time to meet. So just be on the lookout for that. And then our last Dr. Kraft planning meeting prior to the conference will be August, I might have the date wrong, 20th at 11:30 a.m. So if anyone's interested to be added to that calendar invite that's not already, I think at least half of you on this call are already, just let me know. I also wanted to be on the radar of everyone that for the December Kansas City Healthy Lifestyles quarterly meeting, which I mentioned would be the REACH team in September, the focus will be on early childhood presenter for that December meeting. So the date's not set exactly for that, but I will send you all the save the date once that is confirmed. Okay, well, we might have a really short meeting because I think those are all my updates. unless anyone has additional updates. One thing I want you guys to think about to help me out, for those that used to attend previous meetings, we would have presenters at these meetings. But a lot of our focus has been on this dye and craft opportunity for the past 4 or 5 months. So if you have suggestions for who would be good content or a good presenter for this group, I'd appreciate it if you could send their contact information my way. And Teresa, I am always looking for content for the newsletters. So if you want to send me any flyer or electronic links to things for your event you mentioned, I'd appreciate that.
Okay, I can send that to you. Would the Move Together KC, would that be appropriate for your purposes to let folks know about Family Fun Day? Because it is our biggest event of the year, and we do draw a lot of people.
Yeah, they are definitely looking on their stories. They post events like that or try to every day, especially if they're partners that are active within the Kansas City Physical Activity Plan.
Because
So,
we have the area that adjoins the big ball park, and we have the stage. And so we have some really neat vendors that are going to have 30-minute stage presence, like School of Rock. We have the Little Gym of Parkville, and there's several more. So we've actually drawn people from all over the park. It's loud enough when our stage acts get going. So that might be something that they would be interested in seeing.
Oops, you are muted, Natalie.
sorry, thank you. My dog was barking, so I muted myself. Does anyone else have any organizational updates or any trainings coming up? Nope. Okay. Well, thanks for joining today. I'll send out an email to all of you with the links that I've shared today after this meeting. Okay, have a great rest of your Wednesday, everyone.
Thank you, you too.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, bye.